The legacy console version of Minecraft from 2014 has had its source code leaked. I've got a copy of it right here, and this interests me for several reasons. First of all, this was a version of Minecraft intended to work with half a gigabyte of RAM on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. I think we can get this running on some pretty terrible hardware, and maybe even some pretty old operating systems. I've got lots of old hardware I want to try this on, but first we need to get a working build running because this is just source code, not a built version of the game. So how do we do that? Well, first we need a copy of Visual Studio 2012. I'm getting that installed right now, and you may be wondering, where can I acquire this source code to try this for myself? And well, this is leaked source code. I probably shouldn't link it to you, but unrelated, separate topic here. There's a website called the Internet Archive that hosts all kinds of things. Pretty cool website. Back to the Minecraft source code. I have not used Visual Studio before, but I'm assuming I can open project and then select the Minecraft consoles project, loading solution projects, Minecraft.client. That sounds promising. I really am just guessing at what I need to do here, but can I build this? Can I test it? What happens if I just click local Windows debugger? Nothing good. After some further experimenting, I need to change active solution platform from Durango to Windows 64. Maybe. Let me try this. I'm no software developer, but build to succeeded looks like that actually worked, and this folder now has Minecraft.client exe, an executable application. I'm gonna open it. Great. Okay, apparently Common, Durango, Music, Windows 64, and Windows 64 Media all need to be copied to that build folder. So I'll take those files, put them in x64, and I guess paste them here. In theory, that should be enough to let me open this with no errors. Looks a little more promising. Yes! That is Minecraft Console Edition running on Windows 10. Wow, I've seen that red Windows text over the Xbox One text online. I was assuming people did that as kind of like a joke. This is Windows Xbox version. No, that's just in the source code that it does that. It would appear as if my keyboard and mouse do not do anything. So I think it's time to hook up a controller. Oh yeah, that immediately worked. What is in help and options on the legacy console version of Minecraft? Oh, change skin. These are all the old skins from back when Steve was the default. Okay, sticking with that one. Settings. Is there adjustable graphics in this? No, not really. And there it is, the legacy console version of Minecraft running on a Windows 10 computer. Let's try this out a bit. I've just pressed the up button on my controller, and apparently that enables flying. I never actually played this version of Minecraft back then, but I feel like you couldn't fly in survival, probably. I've pressed other buttons. I feel like you couldn't do this on the console version either. And now we can see that we are running at a solid 60 FPS on this little Dell Micro PC. This is only, I think, an i5 6500 in here. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Set camera. Okay. Toggle rain. That does indeed toggle the rain. I wonder what is unsafe about this set time slider. Oh, okay. So my inventory has a map in it and no inventory crafting grid. How do I craft stuff? X for crafting. Oh, I remember this. I said I didn't play this version, but I played the trial for this version on Xbox 360. I could never get out of the tutorial world though because I didn't actually own the game. Oh, and crafting is instant. Okay. Crafting table? I don't actually know what Minecraft console version is like these days because I've pretty much exclusively played Java, but I think I'm figuring this out. Got some more wood. We'll make a pickaxe. Yes. And with that, I have officially mined and crafted on the legacy console version of Minecraft. It is loading chunks kind of slowly, but other than that, this just kind of works. I've just found the spawning menu, and I've noticed Ender Dragon. Spam that a few times. Oh, I'm dying. Okay. Alright, let's try some older hardware. See how bad of a computer we can get this running on. I'm now using this computer, which has an old Core 2 Duo. I think it's an E8400 from like 2008. A lot worse CPU. I'm doing so under Windows 7 this time, and while it does function, the performance is worse than I thought it would be. You can see the CPU is pretty much fully loaded continuously, and I've just been messing around here in Creative. I went to the N dimension. Well, it's actually working. The frame rates are totally fine, 60 FPS pretty much the whole time, but every once in a while, it's not doing it now, it'll just slow down and be really, really bad. I know this was the intended way to fight the Ender Dragon. Well, that seems to have worked, and the performance has actually been better now. I see the player you mean, player name question mark. I guess I don't have a username on here. One last dimension to try, let's see what the Nether looks like. Well, it spawned me directly out of Fortress, which is cool, and this also seems to work. I got it to crash. That's the first crash I've experienced with this. Okay, I guess don't die in the Nether? This computer is using an AMD graphics card, the R5 240, and it's getting like 30 to 45 FPS. The other computer I was using was Intel integrated, and it was actually running better than this, but we are definitely CPU limited here. All of that testing was with 4 gigabytes of RAM. I want to know if this will work with only 2. I'm gonna pull out one of these sticks. Yeah, 2 gigabytes of RAM, the game does not care. We're still getting 50 frames per second. And our RAM usage is only at 1.1 gigabytes. I would like to test this with half a gigabyte of RAM like an Xbox 360 would have. Unfortunately though, I don't have any smaller DDR3 modules, and I did try, this does not work on 32-bit Windows. So I think it's time to move this to a virtual machine. This computer now has a singular 1 gigabyte of RAM, and Minecraft still works. Interestingly now, the frame rate is not that bad unless I open the tool that displays the frame rate, and then it gets significantly worse. I don't know what's up with that. If I don't have the frame rate counter on screen though, it runs totally fine, and this is in VirtualBox with the VirtualBox graphics adapter. I think we can use even less RAM. I'm going for, we don't need 1024 megabytes of RAM. We can lower this down to 512. Let's try that. Minecraft client has stopped working and our memory usage is completely full. Okay, let's cancel this and try it one more time. Oh, it's actually working. This is actually really impressive. This isn't running on an Xbox 360 where the operating system doesn't take up much RAM while you're playing a game. This is a full Windows 7 install and it's running Minecraft on half a gigabyte of RAM. How far can this go? Let's lower it more. Microsoft claims that the 64-bit version of Windows 7 requires 2 gigabytes of RAM. Clearly, it works with less. Maybe 256 megabytes? Surely this is not going to work. Desktop Window Manager has stopped working. That's an interesting one, but will it prevent us from playing Minecraft? And just to show this here, physical memory total 255 megabytes. It does appear we've reached some kind of limit. The game did load, but we're not rendering any frames. I'm moving the controller and nothing is happening. I wonder if everything is just getting hit onto the page file. We currently have 1 gigabyte of virtual memory. Let's just completely get rid of that. No paging file. Okay, the changes you've made require restart. Yeah, let's restart. Probably should have expected that. Windows no longer loads. Let's add a little bit more RAM. What if I go back up to half a gigabyte and start that? It did boot this time, suspiciously quickly. Ooh, application error. Okay. I'm not totally sure that the page file is actually disabled right now, but based on the fact that nothing works properly, I'm assuming it is disabled. The paging file is too small for this operation. Okay, it definitely is disabled, and it does not work. Wow, Windows is so broken that the shutdown button just doesn't do anything. Okay, we're force shutting this off. I'll give it a little bit more RAM. 1 gigabyte of RAM, no page file. The game actually launched, and I have a Windows error saying my computer is low on memory. Ooh, it is no longer working. It would seem that under Windows 7 with no page file for virtual memory, 1.5 gigabytes is the absolute bare minimum to have this work. And that is mostly due to running Windows. In Task Manager, it says the actual Minecraft client is only using 250 megabytes. Just for reference, Java 1.8.9, which is same kind of time period as this version we're testing, would be using over 2 gigabytes of RAM right now, 2.2 gigabytes. It really wants me to close this program. And that really is the advantage of the Xbox 360's operating system. It doesn't need to do other stuff while you're playing a game. It can focus all of its resources on just running Minecraft. That's how it's able to run stuff like this with only 512 megabytes of RAM. This build of Minecraft is 64-bit exclusive. My short-lived attempts at trying to compile a 32-bit version did not work. I did try Windows XP 64-bit, and I did get the game launched, but I could not connect my controller. I had to use one core API to get it running, but after that, it seemed like it would have worked. And I think that that is going to conclude my testing of the legacy console version of Minecraft, but not on a console. Thank you for watching, and get subscribed. Come back next week.